Stephanie. It's so good to see you again. How are you?
Doing great, Amy. How are you?
Good. Stephanie is an occupational therapist and IBCLC, which I think when you have that double certification, it really is just like such a great combo. And I'd love to hear a little bit about our coaching experience together and where you were when we initially connected.
Yeah, so I was in honestly month 6 of my business when we first connected. I was doing a more of like a per visit kind of like contract business model at that point, and I was getting kind of burned out, but also wanting to, I guess, scale is what I want to say. Like scaling, like get more for also like being present with my son. Because at the time he was like 2, and I'm like, I just need more time with my son. It's the summer, and I want to be able to take him out to the zoo on like a Tuesday afternoon, like without any lines on the weekends, right? So for me, I really wanted to be able to have that family time, but also have a business that thrives. So that's why I decided to join with you, Amy, because you were saying all the right things, like, okay, I can definitely do this. You were like the guru that I needed for my business.
Well, thank you. And you just mentioned so many points that it's probably why we all launch our own business. We all want to do this for more flexibility, to be with our actual babies, the babies who we love most of all.
Yeah, exactly.
Babies.
It was like, I also worked in the NICU at that time too. I was still almost full-time at that point. Full-time / going towards part-time. And then after working with you, I was able to go towards part-time. And then by the end of the year, I left completely. So yeah, it's been great. I really love it. I'm seeing the clients that I want to see and helping them and knowing that they also appreciate what I do, because it's kind of hard in the NICU with the productivity standards and, having to work X amount of hours, but also get in your notes and all of that kind of stuff. So being able to have that flexibility was amazing.
Yeah. And I think you brought up such a great point about the hospital, and many of us have started in the hospitals, but that is a straight exchange time for money, meaning like hourly or a shift, right? You get a certain amount of money, where the business model that we've created and launched with your business just allows you to not necessarily have to be always client facing to make that money. So you obviously went and dove headfirst and have been successful, but what were some of those fears when we were, I remember our discovery call so vividly. What were some of those fears that you had of like going in all in with me?
I had a different coach before, and I spent a lot of money with her, and I didn't find what I was looking for. She wasn't one-on-one like you are, and she didn't really address the things that I needed. And it was more like a group coaching call and all that kind of stuff. So I really love that you were one-on-one with me, and like you did a whole overhaul of my website. Like it was everything. Like you were hands-on for me, which is what I needed. And I think that's what really helped me be like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. Because you were like, yeah, you can do one-on-one with me. We're going to do this and that. You're implementing all of these things. And it really moved the needle, because by like a month and a half after our sessions, or during our coaching sessions, my investment back, which was amazing.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And that's a segue into my very next question, is like, what type of results did you see, or how did you see your business shift after working together?
Yeah. So doing more of like a package model, right? I'm able to see clients for honestly an hour and a half without like thinking about, no, like this is eating up my time, or I only get paid this amount for 1 hour. Like, how do I compensate for the rest of that time? And I just get to spend that quality time with the parents that really need it. And then also, again, freedom, right? Yeah. Of being able to, you know what? Okay, sure, I could see you on a Saturday, but we're going to, do a fee for that. But also it's for those parents that really, really need it, right? Yeah. And it's hard when you're, so slammed doing like a pay per visit kind of thing. You're not able to get that time on a Saturday. Like it was this parent was like, I really need you. I'm like, okay, I could see you this like at 4:30. And she's like, great. And I said, okay, it's like this amount extra. And they were totally fine with it. And honestly, they were like one of my clients. They are doing great. Mom no longer has issues with like sleeping, pumping, breastfeeding, all the kinds of things. And baby went from like 24th percentile to 50th percentile after one visit,
Awesome.
which was amazing. So yes, like we get to see the
Amazing.
results too, which is so nice. But also knowing that we're helping out these like first time parents, you know, who want to do everything right, which I was in that same boat. And I wish I would have had somebody like me, right?
Yeah.
Into the home, spend the time instead of like doing an hour visit or even a 45-minute visit, just to like do just the basic things. So it's really nice.
Yeah, it's great that you brought that up. We both saw clients on Easter weekend, and we're not here like advocating to leave your family on a holiday weekend and go out and see clients. That's totally not what the point is. But I think what you're getting at is when you charge your worth, when you don't have a million clients and you can kind of serve the smaller group of a roster of your clients, you're able to just coddle them more. For you did the Easter egg hunt with your son in the morning, and then you had coverage with your husband and your family in the afternoon. Me, I got up really early on Easter Sunday. My kids were past the stage of Easter baskets, but then I was home for church. So I think it's like kind of doing these things that are kind of above and beyond, but you don't mind because you're charging your worth. And they're bought all in as well.
Yes. So I'm like so grateful for the business model that you've opened my eyes to.
So thank you, Steph, for sharing your experience. And my last question is, if you another provider,
PTSD.
I hear you. You've had business coaching, PTSD. If you had another provider who asked specific.
Absolutely, because you will 100% make your ROI back. Like it was really fast, and honestly I was shocked because for me, I'm like, I hate being a salesperson, I hate being all that, but then doing this, it was like, oh, people will pay for that because they know that I'm worth it, like you were saying before. I'm like, yes, and then I get all that up front, which is really nice, instead of waiting for like once a week, right, or twice a month. Yes, which is hard. So it was really nice to have that and having that flexibility and freedom. So book Amy, she's amazing. She's what I'm trying to say.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thanks again for trusting me with your business.
Yes, of course.